Welcome back to the Not Girls with Lauren and Bree.
Today is our third episode. We're so excited. And today also happens to be 4th of July. So
happy 4th of July, you fuckers. I hope you're drinking beer, eating some glizzies, and blowing shit up.
Oh my gosh. Yes, happy 4th of July, everyone. We obviously dressed the part. We wore our USA today.
USA.
For all of those that are just listening, we are decked out in our USA. If you're watching, you can see all the fits.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So, episode 3, here we are.
Yeah, crazy. It's going to go by so fast.
How do you feel like our episodes have went so far?
I think good. I think we have a good flow to it, but I think we're just going to keep getting better.
Yeah. I think we've gotten a lot of positive comments about they think it's funny but also informative at the same time. So keeping the humor and the informational parts helps also.
And also I've been seeing a lot more TikToks and my friends have sent me TikToks of people talking about girls.
Well,
and it's hilarious.
People talking about, I don't fit in as a girl's girl. What am I?
Yeah.
And just being that's why we are creating the Not Girls Girls because we want people to know what a not girl's girl is, to know that they have a place to call their safe place.
And I think also they just don't, they're not scared. I mean, but they're kind of scared to be calling out girls.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We ain't.
Speaking of calling out, what we are going to talk about today is we are going to talk about mean girls.
Mean girls.
So we're going to talk about our personal experiences that we've had with mean girls and also a few other situations that we have found on the internet of people who have experienced or dealt with mean girls. So,
well, and also last episode, we made the spectrum.
Yes.
And it was mean girls, pick me girls.
Right.
So
if you didn't listen to episode 2, kind of to paraphrase what we talked about, is we talked about on the far left side being the girls, aka mean girls, the ones that have kind of switched the true meaning of what a girl's girl was intended to be and have made their own little mean girl section.
Yeah.
Far left. Far right is the pick-me girls that are always seeking and looking for male validation or just kind of purposefully acting dumb to get the attention of men. And Bree quoted those as the whores.
Yep.
So we have mean girls / girls, pick-me girls /
horse.
So that's on the far end of the spectrum. And then smack dab in the middle is us, not girls.
Yep. And that's majority of the people.
Yes, a lot of people. So we're just going to jump right in and start talking about mean girls.
Yeah, so these are scenarios. They're probably, I think a lot of people will be able to relate to them.
Yeah, in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and then I think we'll just comment on it.
Yeah, give our opinion, say what we think.
Yeah.
And if you are in this situation, you can take our advice with how you want to, or you can just say, no.
Fuck them. Okay, number 1, Sarah. So there's a lot of names in here, so just go along. Sarah, a senior employee, deliberately, goddamn, spreads false rumors about her colleague Emily's work performance, causing Emily to miss out on a promotion and creating a hostile work environment. That's crazy.
That is super fucked up.
I would be so mad.
No way. So I feel like my perception on this is kind of skewed because I haven't worked in a big corporate setting. Whereas if that happened here, it's easy to go to the boss and be like,
exactly.
This is what happened.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Yeah.
So-and-so lied about this. You have some experience in a corporate work setting.
Yeah.
So what would you do in this situation if you didn't have access to directly go to the boss or the head honcho of the company? What would you do?
I think I would pull Sarah's side.
Straight to her.
And just call her out. Be like, I know you did this. Why did you lie about that? And then also this is a very, the boss needs to know about
For
this
sure.
because Sarah should be fired.
She should be definitely reprimanded for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I agree for sure going straight at that person. Like,
Oh, yeah.
The reason that, so Sarah, in this situation, the reason Sarah has continued to do this, and maybe she's even done it in the past, she's done this to other people. The reason that she's gotten away with it or she continues to do it is because no one's calling her out on her bullshit.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great perspective on it. Just go straight to Sarah and be like, listen,
You did this.
I fucking know what you did, and it's absolute bullshit. Like, this is super shitty of a person. Even if you like also had physical evidence to go at them too,
Yeah, that would be
that
awesome.
always helps too.
For sure.
But yeah, like if that happened in our work setting, like now, no question would I go straight to that person and I just be like, that
Well,
is
and also,
not gonna
like,
fly with me.
I feel like your boss or whatever should know what's going on and like her, like Emily's work performance. You know, like, but I mean, it could be like a huge corporate thing.
Right.
So,
And also too, with creating a hostile work environment, hopefully everyone around you realizes that Sarah is creating a cancer for your work environment. And sometimes the correct way to go about that is just removing the cancer from the situation.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe in this situation, like Sarah needs to get the boot.
do you think Emily should talk to the other coworkers and like be like, listen, like, how should I go about Sarah?
I don't think Emily should have to get permission from someone else, but I
Yeah.
do think maybe Emily wants to clear her name in the situation and just be like, hey, look, like, I know this is what Sarah is spreading about me, but here's the true and honest,
Yeah.
what I've actually been doing, like kind of validating Emily's word.
Yeah.
Because I've been in that scenario where there's been other people saying shit about me and I have went to those people. So I'm just gonna say my situation.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So when Ricky and I were working at the gyms and we left the gyms, there were current employees at the gyms that were saying awful, awful things about Ricky and I.
After you guys left.
After we left, 2 people we had gained relationships with and friendships with at the gym. So I was hearing about this through the grapevine. I went to those friends of ours and I said, look, I know this is what you're hearing about us, but here's the truth. Like, Ricky and I are not those types of people. We didn't do those things that they're saying. Like, I just kind of wanted to validate the person I am to those people and just be like, take this how you want it.
Yeah.
If our friendship
But this is my side.
dissolves, I'm giving you my side and do what you will with it.
Yeah.
Either believe their lies or you can actually truly continue on with my friendship by believing me. But whatever.
But definitely don't like just be quiet and
No.
let you not have a promotion.
Absolutely.
Like that's
I would raise hell.
oh, me too. Okay.
Okay, next one. This is the next situation. In high school, Jessica leads a popular group and intentionally excludes Mia from social gatherings, spreading lies about her to ensure she remains isolated and friendless. This is just like picture perfect mean girl situation.
Yeah, literally.
Like, in my eye, I think the older that I've gotten, I can see right through situations like this and know that Jessica in this situation literally just has such a shitty life, like that you really have to make fun of other people to make yourself feel better. Mm-hmm. It's just like, what in your life sucks so bad that you have to make other people feel like shit to make yourself feel good?
Hurt people hurt people.
100%. That could not be farther from the truth.
And also, like, she's probably being fake as fuck to keep those friends.
Right.
If I was Mia, I would kind of be petty towards Jessica. Just because, like, throw it back.
And also, like, Mia, like, do you really want to be friends with those
Yeah.
people?
Which she's going to figure out
Not
real
only
quick.
do you not want to be friends with Jessica, but if there's people that are listening to Jessica, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, there's good people out there. Just go find a different friend group. I know that's
It's hard.
way easier said than done. And in high school, you're very impressionable. You care what other people think about you. You think that your life is over if rumors are being talked about you because that's all your life centers about now. If I could just like have 5 minutes with like all high school girls that are going through bullying or even middle school girls, because God forbid.
Oh, middle school's bad too.
Middle school is awful.
Yeah.
if I could just like have 5 minutes with these girls and just like sit down and talk to them, I would literally just like hold their hands and tell them it gets better.
Yeah.
Like, I know whatever problems you're having right now feel like the worst possible moment of your entire life, but it gets better. Like, you turn into an adult and you don't give a shit what those people think about you anymore.
Yeah. And you also find those friends that are like with you.
True.
Like in high school, I was going through losing girlfriends, and Justin, my best friend, he was there by my side the whole time. Exactly. And now we still talk all the time. So it's just like, it kind of works out naturally.
No, it's like some of the girls that I were like really close to in high school, I guess you could say, because I don't really have any like best friends from high school. I have good friends, and I have girls that I was like social with because we were in sports together.
Yeah.
We're kind of all at the point where like if we were in the same room together, like we could get through it. It's like everyone is kind of matured in a way where we can at least be in a social setting and just like get through a normal conversation together. Like no one brings like the drama or anything, because I mean that was 10 plus years ago for us now. So it's like, if you're still hung up on something from high school, you have some serious issues.
So I'm curious, do you know like where the mean girls of your high school, like where they're at now? Have they like changed? I mean, I guess you wouldn't know personally. Like, I just wonder, like, is Jessica ever gonna change?
Right. I'm trying to think. So, like, I come from a very small town. So you can definitely tell the girls that created drama or, like, talked shit behind people's backs very much are still involved in small town drama, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I see that now, too.
But
like on Facebook and shit.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Facebook warriors. But I will say, I feel like a lot of the girls that I went to high school with have kind of just like moved on and are doing their own thing now. Like they're married and have kids, or they moved to a different state or something like that, which is, and thankfully I can like kind of say my class in particular, we were a smaller class for Clay Center. We didn't really have like mean girls. The class above us had some pretty freaking bad girls. And then even 2 classes above us had some mean girls. I don't really know about any of the classes below us. My sister's class had some.
Really?
Holy shit, like a whole nother level. But thankfully, like, we had some random, like, drama, shit talking in my class, which is expected. But I don't know if I was just able to kind of, like, brush it off and ignore it so that I'm oblivious that it was happening. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, also, too, like what I said, hurt people. Like, I've definitely been hurt and haven't been the best friend.
Absolutely.
But then, like, I've completely grown from that. And so maybe Jessica has changed.
I feel like in high school, there were many situations where I got labeled as a mean girl because I was very blunt. Like, I said it how it was. I knew what I wanted. Like, I didn't really...
We stick up for ourselves.
I was literally just focused on freaking school and sports.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I cared about.
Yeah.
I cared about my grades. I cared about all the extracurricular activities I was involved in. I care about my sports. Like, I think that helped me a lot, that I kind of just was able to ignore a lot of it. But there were definitely times where I got looped into the drama. I mean, that's inevitable. But I think being the adult that I am now, I acknowledge that, and I don't make any of those same choices that I made in high school now. Like, I kind of just like, I'm very blunt. Like, I nip it in the butt right away. Like, if someone's talking shit.
I was a major bitch in high school.
Yeah.
I'm going to admit that. I was a bitch, but also like, so people probably don't know. I went to Kearney until middle of 8th grade year. And then I moved to a small town down by Springfield, Branson area. And I literally came there and everyone was like, Brie, like, you're going to be on the streets, like, stripping, like, you're like a city hoe. And I'm like, I came from Kearney, Missouri, but okay. Like, their minds are just so close-minded.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to like put up a front, like, no, you're not going to tell me that. So I was a bitch, but I don't regret it because I mean, like I stood up for myself and look where I am now.
Why do you think it is quote unquote the cool thing to be a mean girl?
I think like the term bad bitch, like, oh, she's a bad bitch, but really she's just mean. I think that is part of it.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, just getting with guys and just climbing up the popular pole. Like,
I think that's why I got labeled a lot as a mean girl, is because I always, like, I'll be the first to admit, I always had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, I was always in a relationship. I didn't do well on, like, being on my own. And so whether I had a boyfriend from Clay Center in our school or if I had a boyfriend out of town, like, I automatically just got labeled as, like, a bitch or something because I always had this boyfriend that I was involved with.
Were you, like, raised, like, my mom raised me to be, like, don't put up with shit, stand up for yourself, fight back if you need to fight back.
Oh, yeah. Like,
and I think that is, like, very different from other people. And that's what like, my feistiness comes out because I'm like, you're not going to treat me like that.
Oh, yeah. Like, I remember, like, my mom is a freaking hothead. Like, if there were upperclassmen that were, like, talking shit on me or, like, being a bitch to me, like, she was ready to fight them. And I'm like, okay, you're an adult.
You can't do that. You're going to go to jail.
And then my dad was pretty much just like, stand your ground. Like, if you get in a fight, I'll back you as long as you win. And I was like, okay.
Have you gotten in a fight?
I did. I got in one fight in college.
I got in one fight in high school.
Yeah. That was that was not a good situation, but it happened.
Yep.
So I want to see if you know of any other girls that were like this. There was one person in particular that I went to high school with that she was always like the one-upper. Like, she always felt like if someone had something good going, like, for example, if we had a really hard test and I was like looking at my test and just in general, I was making the comment like, yeah, like I got a B+. That was a really hard test. Even if I wasn't even talking to her, she would have been like, well, I got an A+. And I was like,
okay.
Like, almost trying to steal everyone else's thunder, like trying to make it all about them, stealing thunder from other people. I call those people like a one-upper. Like, you always feel like you have to one-up someone. Even if I wasn't even talking to her.
She'd butt in.
Always butt in. Or like if her and someone else were having a conversation that it clearly wasn't a private conversation. Like, I can hear what you guys are talking about. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And she'd be like, oh, nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
oh, that shit pisses me off.
what?
That shit, I am so glad I've never had it, like, don't have to deal with that again.
Like,
that's crazy. That, like, brought back a,
yes. Like, I never understood that.
Yeah.
And it was always that one person.
I think I dealt with that more in college, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, like even, like, grades, of course, and just, like, my future, there's this one girl, and she would always just turn it about herself. And I'm like, listen, I need you to, like, support me right now.
Right.
Like, I don't want to hear about your shit.
We need some positivity every now and again.
Yeah.
Like, let me have something good for once. Like,
literally.
I just got this B+. Like, let me be happy about that. I don't give a shit that you got a better score than me. Like, yeah, no, I completely get that.
Crazy.
Just takes me back.
I know. Okay.
Go on to the next one.
3.
Yes.
Online bullying. On social media, Chloe starts a group chat with her friends where they mock and bully another student, Lily, by posting humiliating photos and comments about her, leading to Lily feeling anxious and depressed. I think more like me, like, I grew up with social media probably in middle school. Like, it started coming out in middle school.
I don't remember when social media, I genuinely do not remember having, like, Instagram.
Really?
Obviously TikTok was not.
I'm pretty sure I was 12 or 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember, like, I was trying to find photo editors, and then I came across Instagram, and I downloaded it.
Snapchat was a big one.
Yeah.
Like, people would use Snapchat as bullying a lot because it was anonymous. I feel like, in general, those anonymous apps are what
Yeah.
literally took bullying to a whole
When
nother
social
level.
media first came out, all these crazy apps came out, and it like kind of was like for bullying. Like they were like, yeah, bully each other. Like Ask FM, Yik Yak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I didn't personally have a situation with this, but I knew a girl. So I went to high school in Clay Center. There was a neighboring city called Concordia.
Okay.
That there was a girl from that town that went into the locker room and took a picture of a heavier set girl changing in the locker room and sent that photo to everyone in the school. Like it went everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
And that obviously got talked about at our school because it happened there. Like, so then our school like made restrictions and like took the precautions to say like, if this happens, like absolutely.
That's like illegal. You can't go into a locker room.
Unexcusable, like not even close. But like that was like a whole new level of mean girl when I was in middle school. Like I remember thinking, what kind of shitty ass person does that? Like
to a random girl.
No freaking way. Like,
well, I think the only time I was mean is if people like did something to trigger me, like directly to me, and then I would just fight back, and then I was the mean girl. Right. But it's like, no, you fucking started it. Like, I'm just fighting back. I don't know what you expect. But never once I've targeted a random girl. And yeah. It's crazy.
I do remember like when I was in middle school and like early high school, that was when like sexting became a thing and like sending girls
especially photos. Snapchats.
Yes, like sending girls photos. I like the fact that girls were doing that, like girls would send other women's photos like in spite of them, just literally blows my mind. Like
makes me sick.
Why do they think that's okay? I just could not imagine. I am so glad I'm not in high school or middle school in this day and age.
No. Like, no.
Oh, I could not imagine.
Yeah, it's bad. Social media is so bad with that stuff.
Yeah.
And even like I see comments on like our accounts pages all the time. And all the hate counts are always someone that has no profile picture, no videos, no photos. They're just sitting on their couch hating.
Typing
like,
behind a screen.
What a fucking loser.
Those keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know. There's been many, many, many times that I have like went to go respond to a Facebook comment and I've like typed it out and then I've been like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Like, no. And then I just end up deleting it and erasing it because I'm like, it's not worth my time.
Yeah.
I know that their response, what I have to say is not going to change their response or their mindset on it.
No.
So just move past it. So I guess to get back on the mean girl topic, it's like the people that stoop to the level of using social media to bully as opposed to, if you really want to say something to someone, say it to their fucking face. Like, that's all I have to say. Don't say something online that you wouldn't say to someone's face.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a bully, at least have some balls.
Exactly. Do it in person.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay.
All right, next one.
Yep.
On a soccer team, Captain Megan constantly belittles teammate Hannah's abilities, undermining her confidence and encouraging other team members to do the same, ultimately pushing Hannah to quit the team. Okay, so
sports teams are so toxic.
Oh yeah, so
toxic.
Have experience. Like I can talk on this from being on a sports team, and also I coached when I was in college. I coached middle school basketball for 4 years. And talk about middle school girls, they are awful to each other.
Yeah.
In this situation, as a coach, if I would have caught wind that Megan was saying this shit about Hannah, whether she was an A player or a B player or even a C player, I don't give a shit what the abilities of Hannah are in this situation. Megan is out. Zero toleration, you're out. Like, I don't care if you're the star player of this team. Yeah. You're gone. Like, I would not put up with this at all. And I think a lot of times schools or coaches will brush that under the rug because it's the star player.
Yep, it's the best player.
Nope.
I have to make myself look good. Which is so funny now to think, like, how high school coaches, like, they take it so serious.
I know.
It's like, what? It's crazy. I don't really have much.
I can talk on this from being on a sports team. So
Yeah.
I played sports my whole life. In high school, I was always in a sport. So I like played volleyball, basketball, softball. I did powerlifting. I was super involved in sports in high school. The only time I will say the girls in my class, we played the same sports all together from the time we were in like third grade all the way up through high school. We played very well with each other. If there was any like drama within the group, we were able to shut that off for the sporting event, which I am like to date so thankful for because we were very, we excelled very well in our sports in high school. Now for the other classes, when I was an underclassman, the upperclassmen were total bitches. Oh my gosh.
Well, they see you as a threat.
Like I see that now, but at the time I was literally like, I would cry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They were so awful. And they would get other teammates to think poorly of like,
it's so toxic.
for example, I started varsity softball my freshman year of high school. And there were upperclassmen that were ruthless to me. Like they treated me like shit. They purposely excluded me like in the dugout in softball. Like I literally would just be like over in the corner by myself. And the only time I would like move would be to go up to bat and then go back to the dugout, get my glove and go out on the field. Like they were awful to me. And they would always think that I was getting favorited. And it's like the coach was playing who's
good,
who deserved to be on the field. Like,
see, with I don't know, like in high school sportings, I just kind of took it as like a social aspect more than, and then I was like, okay, this is not for me. I'm out. See ya, have fun. I'm going to go party.
So I think if you're dealing with mean girls on a sporting team, or if you're listening to this and you have kids who are dealing with mean girls on a sporting team, just encourage your daughter or friend or whoever is in that situation to stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
It may seem like they are like being a goody-goody two-shoes and going to the coach, but freaking like
if it gets bad enough,
stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's all I have to say.
Or just be like, quit and play the sport.
Yeah.
Like shut your mouth, quit. Yeah. Call them out. I just imagine like a little 5-year-old being like, quit.
Stop being mean.
The not girls told me.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I do think though, however, and also because I dealt with this situation too, is when I was going through my own situations, my mom always felt like she wanted to insert herself. And if you're a parent out there listening, like I get that you have to stand up for your kid, but try so hard to just not get involved because the only one that suffers in that situation is the kid.
It's like embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. And it's like that kid gets labeled as not being able to fight their own battles, blah, blah, blah. I remember being that way a lot. And then I was guilty of it when my sister was young and I was out of high school. If there was anyone bullying my sister, like I was the one to step in. And I'd be like, okay, wait, like I can't fight all my sister's battles. And she was embarrassed and but stand up to the mean girls.
Oh yeah. Cause you're gonna run into them.
I know.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They populate everywhere.
Yeah. They're out of control.
You think mean girls breed mean girls?
Maybe.
We'll find out. The mean girls now that have 5-year-olds will find out in 10 years when they have 15-year-olds. Also mean girls.
Probably.
Okay, next one.
So this is about neighborhood cliques. In a suburban neighborhood, Lisa organizes play dates and events for all the children except Emma's kids, spreading rumors among the other parents to ensure Emma feels why do I get the fucked up words?
I just looked at it.
Ostracized?
Yeah.
Ostracized, okay. From the community. Okay. Honestly, if I was Emma, like I think this shit deserves petty backlash.
This is
Like, if I was Emma, I'd throw a fucking rager at my house and be like, you're not invited.
Yeah. And this is probably, Lisa was a mean girl in high school.
Oh, yeah.
She hasn't grown out of her tendencies.
So they don't grow up.
So she's a mean girl that never grew up, and she's still a mean girl in her adult ages, which I think is a very common thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I agree with you. We could take two avenues on this. Emma could start having her own badass parties and inviting all the other people.
Because guarantee Lisa will be like, hey,
yeah,
what are you doing?
Exactly. And then I also get the vibe that this is just like a rich, stuck up, like, I feel like Lisa is just probably a stay-at-home mom that is just super mean and
all she does
in her free time is just talk
her husband
shit.
Doesn't give her enough attention.
Yes.
So she has to do play dates in a bit.
Yes. No, I completely agree. If I were Emma, I would just start having my own badass play dates with our kids.
Yeah.
Like, rent a bouncy house and have it.
Feed the kids so much good shit.
Have an ice cream truck come to your house. Yeah.
That some situations deserve some petty.
Absolutely.
Towards the mean girls.
Yeah. But and then also, I feel like Emma should go to the other moms and be like, hey, whatever lies Lisa's telling you, like, this is the truth.
Yeah.
Stand up for yourself again. And also, I wouldn't think it would be a bad idea if Emma confronts Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
And is like, do you think your
Why
kids
are you
too
doing
good
this?
for my kids? Or like, what's going on?
And I guarantee those kids are mean to Emma's kids at school.
Absolutely. Yeah. Nope. Get that mean girl shit out of here. All right. You can relate to this next one. I cannot. So let's hear what you got to say.
Okay. College societies. In a university sorority, Amanda manipulates situations to turn other members against Rachel, spreading gossip and excluding her from events, leading Rachel to feel isolated and unwelcome. So, it's kind of hard because I developed friends like outside of the sorority, probably like my first year. But like I did get connected with those friends because of the sorority, because they were just in other sororities. But I actually had kind of a similar situation. It was during freaking COVID. It's so stupid. And I got exposed or whatever. So I went and took a test. I'm fucking negative. So I go out to the bars the next night. And all these sorority girls are like, Bree is positive. She has COVID and she's at the bar. She doesn't give a fuck. I'm like, which I probably was like joking, like, which COVID was so stupid. So I'm just like, okay. But I'm like, dude, it's fucking negative. Mind your damn business. Mind your business because you didn't see the test.
Right.
You're just going off of Bree's exposed. Like, okay. It was so stupid. And I called her out. I mean, I texted her. I was like, hey, quit talking about my business because you clearly don't know the right information. So fuck off.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. But sororities, I don't know. There's a lot of good and bad to it. But I think that's with any organization with a bunch of girls.
Yeah, like to say that in a group of, because how many girls lived in a sorority house?
Probably like 28.
Holy shit, I didn't know it was that many.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally that's just a house full of estrogen. You're gonna have bitchy, gossipy, stuck up, rude.
Yeah.
Like those characteristics are going to live inside the house.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it was a very like was there a lot of gossip spreading in the sorority house? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like every little thing, everyone would start talking about it. It's crazy. Like even like with girls getting in trouble, and also, so if you got in trouble, you had to like go to the board.
Okay.
And
like legal trouble?
No, like sorority trouble.
Oh.
Like you violated the sorority sisterhood bullshit. I don't know. Oh. I've never been sent. I never was sent. But like it's so stupid because the board is just upperclassmen of the fucking sorority.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, they're clearly hearing all the gossip and they already have their thoughts in their mind.
Right.
So why are you trusting them to? It's crazy. It's so stupid.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No. I don't know how you did it. Props to you.
No, I quit after my second year. I was there for 2 years and I quit.
I could not. No way.
Yeah. But a lot of my girlfriends were like upperclassmen, so they graduated. So I was like, I don't need to make new friends. I'm out.
I do feel like there's probably some crazy horror stories of sororities out there. So for anyone listening, if you have a crazy mean girl experience from being in a sorority, either like send us a DM or...
Well, and what's even worse is the other sororities too.
Yeah. Because
then it's like...
Is it gossip battling?
Yeah. And they're like, oh, fuck, this sorority, fuck. Like, yeah, it's crazy. It's so stupid. And this isn't like a mean girl scenario, but I had a really, really bad roommate. Roommate in the house.
Like she was mean?
No, she was just very gross. I'm not going to go into details.
No, you're good. I didn't know what you meant by bad. Like, was she breaking the law? Was she...
No, she was just not.
Gross. Okay.
Yeah, she is gross.
Got it. Got it. But yeah, so if you have a situation like that you actually experienced in a sorority, and we won't like say any names, it'll completely stay anonymous, but we'll talk about the situation on our next podcast. So if you have a situation or experience, send us a message and like let us know, because
AKA Hannah, my little cousin.
Okay.
Shout out Hannah.
Does she have some stories?
She's in a sorority. She just finished up her freshman year.
Okay.
She's in a sorority.
She needs to send us some situations that we can talk about, because I never got to experience this. So I want to know like what really goes on underneath the roof of like a sorority house, because I'm just mind blown.
It's crazy.
Okay. Next one. During family reunions, cousin Clara always finds ways to belittle and embarrass her cousin Anna, making snide comments and jokes at her expense, causing Anna to dread family events. I can't even fathom this, because I am so close to my family. Like my cousins are my best friends. Like we grew up together. I would never and have never said anything bad. I was just say,
what would you even have to say?
Like family is family. Yeah. And there's family members that do shit that I don't agree with, but I never would belittle them or embarrass them.
And make like comments.
No way.
During a fucking...
Like this is like whole new level mean girl. Like if you take it to the extremes of talking shit on your own freaking family.
Yeah, your blood.
Own blood.
Yeah.
You're so sick and twisted. No way.
But if I was Anna, I would start doing it back to her.
I would.
And call her out in front of her grandma and be like, hey, cousin Clara is doing this, grandma.
Absolutely. Take it to grandma, or rally the rest of your fucking cousins together and start pushing Clara out. Like, take out the dirty laundry.
Yeah, that's wild.
I could not. Yeah, I am literally like best friends. And my family has some shit. But my aunts, my uncles, my cousins are like my best friends. Yeah. So I could not even imagine talking shit.
Well, and like the older you get, you realize like family is everything.
Absolutely. It's the one thing that you always have.
Yep.
So couldn't be me, that's for sure.
Okay.
Next one.
Friend group dynamics. In a tight-knit friend group, Laura frequently criticizes and mocks her friend Kate's choices. Subtly.
Yeah.
Encouraging others to do the same, which strains Kate's relationships within the group. Again, that's just...
This goes back to our episode 1 where we were just talking about shitty people.
Yeah.
Like, this is... Like, I would not consider yourself a tight-knit friend group if Laura is willing to do this. Like, Laura's not a good person. Laura's talking shit on you and behind your back is trying to be a good person. Like, that doesn't...
Yeah. And also, like, in this situation, like, Kate should just remove herself from the group. And then the girls that follow within the group, like, check in on her. Hey, are you okay? Those are the ones that actually matter.
I love that.
You know?
I feel like you can experience this, talk about this from experience.
You just kind of have to let them. Let them do it. Let them do whatever they want and just take some time alone. And and the real people come back.
100%.
And check in on you.
No, that's spot on. I think if I were in this situation, if I were Kate, I would do exactly what you said. I would remove myself from the friend group. And if there's anyone that follows, then I know that those are my true friends and those are the ones that I can keep by my side. If they follow in Laura's footsteps, then it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
And that just comes down to choosing your friends.
And then probably a year from now, they're going to be in your situation.
Right.
Laura's going to be executing you. Like,
and from Kate's perspective, if a year goes by and so-and-so reaches out, you can either forgive and forget and move on with that friendship with that person, or you can say, respectfully, I appreciate you coming to me, but you have to set boundaries for yourself. If you want to cut off that friendship from happening further, that is totally okay. Setting boundaries for yourself is 100% okay.
Yeah.
Whether you think it's the right thing to do or not, in your gut, if you think cutting someone off is in your best interest, that is totally okay.
Yeah.
It is okay to be selfish in those situations.
And I think being in your 20s is like, it's like a freaking rock that hits you.
Hard.
Like, it's like, what? I did not expect everything that I've been going through. Like, it's just like, what the fuck? No one talks about it.
No, they don't. I feel like you go through your hard years of middle school, you go through your hard years of high school, then you think you're in the clear. You probably have a few hard years in college, and then when you graduate college and you're just kind of like thrown to the wolves, and you
lose friends, you gain friends, you figure out.
You have just so many different aspects of life happening so fast because you just graduate college, you are thrown out into the real world, you are starting your first big kid job, you have to start paying for shit on your own, you have to start paying back your student loans, you have friends that are getting married, you have friends that are having kids, you have friends that are still partying every weekend and still hanging out with the college kids. Like, you just have so many freaking people on a spectrum there. It's like,
and it's like the friends that want to be friends with you, like, they have to take the effort to make plans with you and like actually be like, I want to hang out with you. It's not like college town, we're in the same room, let's shoot the shit. Right. But yeah, it's crazy.
I dealt with that pretty quickly because I had friends that were having kids very soon after college, and I obviously wasn't. And we just had to understand that their priorities changed, and that's totally okay. Their priority is now their children. Yeah. And their priority is no longer, when are Lauren and so-and-so gonna hang out? Yeah. It's just like your life, things that you focus on in that moment in life change. And it's just, if you keep that friendship, then you have to make time for it. That's one thing. Whether it's hanging out in person or it's
even just like a FaceTime
phone call. Yeah. Easy. Just like catching up here and then again. So yeah, no, mid to early 20s is such a strange time in life.
I heard a thing on TikTok and it was like, when you're 21, you're 1 year old. Yeah. Like, you start at infant again. Yeah. And then you go back up. Yeah. And it's crazy. Like, I'm fucking 2 years old.
Aren't you 23?
Yeah. So.
Oh, you said 21.
21.
I thought you were 20. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I feel it's hard. It's so hard. And there's people that really, really struggle with it.
Oh, yeah. It's awful. I mean, I struggled with that at the beginning of the year. And which now I'm fine, but it's like, I thought I was like gonna have to go to the mental hospital.
But what you did was you stood up for yourself.
Yeah. And I'm so glad I just didn't let them walk all over me and still put up with the same bullshit that I've been doing. Now I don't have to put up with all that.
I very quickly decided that after I graduated college, everyone that, like, if I was putting in all this time and effort to hang on to a friendship and I wasn't getting any of that reciprocated to me, I knew I had to cut off.
Yeah.
If I'm giving you time and attention, but you're not giving me time and attention, friendships are a two-way street. Yes. And once you start only going one way, then shit doesn't work out.
And it's like, let them.
Yeah.
Just let them.
Yeah. And then also too, like, if you're in a situation where you're like, this friend of mine, I haven't talked to her in 6 months. Okay. If that person hasn't reached out to you in 6 months, have you reached out to that person in 6 months? Ask yourself that first. If you have and you haven't reciprocated the care and time and love from that person, you have validation to cut it off. But
life's just so fucking busy too.
It is. For sure.
So it's like reach out, see if it's the same. If not, just.
I think where my final straw was with these situations was I think because I have an issue with this from my childhood, it's like PTSD from it is like I cannot stand people who cancel without valid reason. Yeah. Like if we had plans, say hypothetical situation here, if I had plans on a Friday night to have a girls' night, wine and pizza, watch a movie with a college friend. Yeah. And on Wednesday, that friend cancels because either something came up, or even if they cancel on Friday, or they're like, my stomach hurts, I'm not really I don't do good with that shit. Like I will go, if the roles were reversed in that situation, if I'm on my deathbed, that's the only possible way that I'm canceling plans. Yeah. Like I don't care if I don't feel good. I don't care if whatever happens.
Yeah, I'm at least going to go, and if I can't handle it, then I'll be like, I got to go. I'm so sorry.
I cannot stand when people cancel plans. Like that is my biggest pet peeve. And if you can't be there for your person in support for that little amount of time, not worth it.
Yeah. I think you and me are very plan oriented. Yeah. Like on Sunday night, I'm like, okay, what am I doing next weekend? Like I need a plan. Yeah. And sometimes it is like overwhelming. I'm like, fuck, I got a lot of plans. Yeah. But also, like, I appreciate friends that actually plan shit with me. Instead of, oh, yeah, we'll figure it out. And then it's like, okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I recently just became friends with a girl that I met through Pure Bar. And it was funny because her and I were like, you know, when you see someone, you're like, we should get coffee sometime. Or we should have dinner sometime. She was so blunt with me. She texted me and she was like, I don't like this. We should do this. We should do that.
Let's plan some
shit.
Like,
let's put something
that's
on the
awesome.
calendar. And I was like, I love you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was like, she literally was like, we're putting something on the calendar right now.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, because she's like, I don't do this back and forth bullshit. Yeah. She's like, I think she texted me and she was like, dinner Wednesday night, 5:00. And
that's
I was
awesome.
like,
fuck yeah.
Love it. I love it.
That's awesome.
That's what I appreciate. Like, just be straight to the point, be honest, like just put it to it.
Yeah. I'm just so timely. I'm like, 12 o'clock, I need to start packing. I need to get in the car at 2 p.m. Like, and some people just aren't like that. And then they're so inconsiderate with other people's times. And I think that's so disrespectful.
Yep. Oh, I can't. It literally just makes me, like, I got hot talking
I know, me
like,
too.
I cannot stand when people cancel plans. Yeah. Like, it makes me so mad.
Yeah.
But I think that stems from dealing with that all the time growing up.
Some trauma.
Oh, yeah.
Childhood trauma.
All the time. All right. Next one.
Is it my turn?
What are we on, 9?
Yeah, it's your turn.
At industry conferences, Olivia spreads rumors about competitor Monica's business practices, attempting to tarnish her reputation and gain an advantage in the professional community.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, this is definitely like, I feel like if Monica's business practices are good, then that should stand alone.
Well, and that's just gonna like, I feel like at this, you don't really need to do anything. Like,
let your business talk for itself.
Yeah.
If your business is like,
people are going to see that.
Absolutely. I think you're
people
right.
are going to see right through it.
People will see right through that.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 10.
Last one. Volunteer organizations. This is interesting.
I know.
In a local charity organization, head volunteer Jennifer deliberately excludes newcomer Lisa from key projects, spreading falsehoods about her capabilities to ensure she doesn't gain influence or recognition.
Like, these situations just make me laugh because, like, the fact that Jennifer is so petty that she has to stoop to the level of
during a fucking charity event,
a charity organization. Yeah. Are you kidding? No. Yeah. Like, if I were in this situation,
I'd fucking push her to the side. I would be like, get out of the way. Let me help.
Yeah. I think if you're in this situation, if you're Lisa in this situation, either one, remove yourself and just go find a better charity, because ultimately
that's true.
what's going to suffer in this situation is the charity, because Jennifer's going to push everyone out of it. No one's going to want to be part of it.
Exactly. If
I were Lisa, I'd probably say deuces. Like, I'm doing this for free. This is a I'm donating my time to this. I'm not going to have that be tarnished by Jennifer because she's a mean girl.
Well, and also, like, Jennifer obviously is just doing this charity organization to boost her ego.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you got to make sure everyone knows that you're doing the right thing, huh?
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Huh. No, I think I'd be like, deuces, this charity is not for me.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're moving on to Are You a Not Girl's Girl segment.
There we go.
So this is just one story on Reddit, which the Reddit thread is, what are your personal mean girl experiences? So I'm just going to read one and then we can comment on it.
Yeah. So these are real life situations.
Yeah.
So.
I had a housemate in college who actually enjoyed creating rifts between people. She would take my stuff and keep it in my best friend's cupboard and vice versa, then sneak in a way to us. Then speak in a way to us that made us both suspicious of each other. She made both of us believe that we were speaking behind each other's backs, plus the fact that my friend by then had started living with her boyfriend. That girl got more chances to say things like, oh, she was clearly using you. She doesn't care about you. I was naive and impressionable. Yeah. What is wrong with me? Also an idiot to believe her. I won't blame only her completely, but she egged us on till we had a huge fight. Luckily, we were good at communication and had it out a few days later because it just felt wrong to fight with each other. Blah, blah, blah. But living with that girl definitely gave me PTSD. I've never encountered a more negative environment. It was mentally taxing to be around a person who is constantly insulting you or someone else. Again, if they're talking shit, if they're talking a lot of shit, they're probably talking shit on you. Mm-hmm. There's just some people that can't fucking keep their mouth shut.
And there's some people that are just so fucking two-faced that they will say this to this person and this to the other person to try and be the middleman to get those two people to turn their backs against each other.
But then once they're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
They're like, don't shoot the messenger.
Right.
Like,
yep.
And
they
it's
try and hide behind that they were just trying to inform them.
Mm-hmm.
When in that situation, like that middleman person, the mean girl or whatever you want to call that person in that situation, like they're the ones that need to be cut out.
Yeah.
If I were one of these girls, I would go to the other girl that's getting shit talked and be like, all right,
what is she saying?
What's going on? Here's what she's telling me. Here's what she's telling me. And just freaking lay it out. Like make the mean girl stuck in her lies.
And I think the only reason why there's a middleman, it's because that middleman's like bored with their fucking lives and they just are like, I need some drama. I
truly think that people get a high from it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's freaking interesting.
Right.
Like, drama's interesting. But also, like, just go watch some reality TV and get it over. Like, get it out. Come on, girl.
Yeah. Like, I do think that people find a high in getting caught in these lies. And it just, I don't understand how they have the time for it. Like, I can't remember what I did yesterday. I would be like, if I were stuck in a situation where I was telling this person something and then this person something else, I would be scared that I would be like, forget what I told that person and be like, I got to keep my life straight. Like,
well, it's like this chick took this girl's stuff and put it in her best friend's. That is so crazy.
That's like setting someone else up.
That is like psychopath crazy. Like,
that's insane.
And it's like, just stay in your lane. Like, focus on yourself.
And then I'm in my head, I'm like, I can't believe this shit actually happens.
I know.
Like, this is shit that you would see on a TV show.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, haha, like that doesn't really happen. No, it really actually happens in life.
That's insane.
Oh, man.
Interesting. Just little thing to think about.
Yeah. No way.
It's crazy.
Okay.
All right.
We wrap it up.
Yep. That is the end of That is the end of episode 3 of Not Girls with Lauren and Bree.
Tune back with us next week.
Yep. Hope you guys are having a good 4th.
And happy 4th of July.
USA!